Today we're gathered for a news conference and signing ceremony for the one-of-a-kind MDC WORKS Apprenticeship Program. It's truly a momentous day for the college and our community. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I invite to the stage someone who needs no introduction, the president of Miami-Dade College, Dr. Eduardo Padron. Mr. President.
Good morning, everyone. It's for me a great pleasure. Very, very significant moment for the college because what we are starting today, officially starting today, it is something that we've been working on for quite a bit of time, and we finally found the right partners at the federal level, the state level, and at the local level to be able to join forces. It's a fact that everything that we have done that have been proven successful is because of the partnerships we have created. And today is no exception. I think that what we're doing today, without question, it's a model, national model that I'm sure is going to be emulated in many other places, and frankly is the way to go for America. We need to make sure that we all work together to provide opportunities for young people. So before I make a very short remarks, I'd like to recognize a few individuals that have been extremely instrumental and will continue to be instrumental in the success of the program. And I'd like to start with State Representative Robert Asensio. Thank you for joining us and always being with us at every opportunity that you have.
Oh my God, it is a missing link, as they've said here in the podium, to the workforce development piece, for not just for the county, but the state of Florida. I personally have been working on workforce development and apprenticeship for the last 2 sessions in the legislature, so much so that we've introduced legislation to expand apprenticeships in the state of Florida. A rather difficult thing to do because most apprenticeship programs, as we believe they are in the trades. But we're leaving out, or we have left out in the past, those jobs of the future, the emerging fields. We know that Florida's economy grows in 3 ways. First of all, agriculture, the second part is tourism, and the third part is sales tax. Well, let's say we know that industry and tourism it's constant, but our state's economy is not growing the way it should, certainly to accommodate the number of people who are coming into the state of Florida. How do we grow the economy? Well, we can grow it through workforce development. Basically, the more you earn, the more you're going to spend model. So the way we accomplish that is through apprenticeship models.
So today I think, is a milestone in workforce development. Miami-Dade College has taken the lead, in my opinion, in securing the future opportunities for young adults who I think may not necessarily need to start out in college right away and just kind of looking to feel their way into what is it that they want to do, develop a passion, and then maybe use that as a springboard to go to college and earn a degree. So this is a huge opportunity.
Also with us is Demi Busara, who is the legislative aide to Senate President Pro Tem Anita Flores, a great friend of the college who couldn't be here today, but she's here in spirit, and she sent her best representative to be with us today. So thank you for joining us. With us is also Gary Goldfarb, and what could I say about Gary Goldfarb and Interport Logistics? Everything important that happens in Miami, somehow Gary has his hand into it, whether it's through the Beacon Council or many of the other organizations. He's with a very important business in Miami. As you know, supply chain and logistics, it's one of the main industries here in Miami. And but in spite of that, he's always finding the time to support community endeavors that lead to a better community. So Gary, thank you for joining us today.
What has happened here today is that the federal government, our state government, our institution of higher learning, a great institution that we have here, and industry have all gotten together in the same room and come up with a program to get people into the workforce for good, permanent, not into the workforce temporary, not a Band-Aid job or some construction job, but real careers, which is what people need. So this is a culmination of 7 years of effort, and it couldn't have happened unless the college got involved.
We are very excited to be launching this program as it will open doors, unlimited doors to our students and to the citizens at large in the community. Apprenticeships are the way of the future. It's the way to close the skills gap and to provide a trained workforce. We've heard time and time again from industry that they need a trained workforce, and regular brick-and-mortar education doesn't work anymore in some cases. They want people that have the training and that on-the-job training experience. So this partnership, it's key to closing that gap, not only locally, but to hopefully become a model for the nation.
Coming all the way from Washington, D.C., is also a good friend and someone who we feel we could have not done this without her. And I mean that very sincerely, Laura. Laura Ginsberg is a division chief at the Department of Labor Office of Apprenticeships. And her participation, her enthusiasm and encouragement has meant a lot to us as an institution, so we appreciate that. And also, I don't know if she's here, haven't seen her, but Barbara Murray for facilitating the effort also. And of course, at the state level, all the work that needed to be done to create the process and the system to be able to get to today. And Ted Norman has been a champion of that process, and he's here with us. He's the director of the Office of Apprenticeship for the State Department, Florida Department of Education. So, Ted, thank you, you too, for making a difference. And of course, last but certainly not least, you know, it takes two to tango, and so they say. And in this effort, the most important partner is the industry representatives. We couldn't do this without the support of industry leaders who understand the role that industry can play in facilitating the apprenticeships for students to be able to learn the kind of skills that will really get them prepared so when they graduate, they're really ready to go into the jobs. And that's David Sandry and everyone at Commercial Jet for becoming such a very special industry partner, and your cooperation and commitment to this is truly, truly valued. And of course, nothing at Miami-Dade would happen without the incentives and without the work and the support of our most dedicated Board of Trustees. And we have 3 of them today, starting with the Chairman of the Board, Bernie Navarro. Bernie, thank you so much for joining us today. They're all very busy people, but they know when we have something as important as this, they're always present. Trustee Rolando Montoya, who's also here with us, and Trustee Jose Fuentes. Thank you all for joining today and for supporting this effort, which they understand the importance of this. The future of our workforce, as we usually talk about, depends on our ability to identify the talent needs. So we have been working with the Chamber of Commerce, the Beacon Council, and many other organizations in our community to do that. So when identify the talent needs and the job opportunities, that's the first step. But you also need to identify and design career pathways and innovative curricula. All these elements have to come together to really make the apprenticeship programs really meaningful to the students. And we're confident that with the engagement of industry, we will serve as a showcase for the rest of the nation, as I said before. In fact, we're very proud to say that most of our programs at the college are closely aligned and supported by major industry partners. Many years back, when the Beacon Council created a study that identified the 10 major industries in South Florida with greatest growth potential, the college realigned all of its programs. And today, the innovative schools at the college, they all follow those industries and work very closely with them. And we're very proud of that. In this building, just beyond that wall, we have a program we call Magic. It's about animation and game art. And I can say proudly, and I know that I am biased, but there is no better program in the United States than Magic. It has received all kind of accolades, all kind of prizes, all kind of recognitions in the very short time that it has been in existence for 3 years now. But that program would have not been possible without the partnerships and the incredible involvement of members of industry, such as Nickelodeon and Disney and Univision and Warner Brothers, Alienware and Discovery. These companies not only work with us to develop the program, the curriculum, identifying all the technology that was needed, every aspect of the program, the mentorships, but most importantly, participating through the career of the students, aligning them to the needs of the evolving needs of the industry to make sure that when they complete the program here, they are ready to start. It doesn't get any better. When you have companies like those who are national companies who are making a difference in the country through the work that they do, working together with the students, there is no better education than that, and we're very, very grateful for their participation. But every other program of the college has that same participation. And we have developed several in the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years that are making a big difference, and we're proud of it. So, in conclusion, I'd like to express my gratitude to all of you who have taken an interest in this program. I appreciate the attendance today, and very especially to the partners that have come together to make this a reality. So thank you very much, and that's it for me now, and let's go on with the program.
Best part about the apprenticeship programs, in my opinion, is that not only is it an economic engine for the economy, but it allows youth to be able to go into the fields of academic studies sooner and quicker and determine their career paths. Think about it.
Well, I'm very happy to be part of the program to start off with. Our company will be one of the next companies that is applying for the apprentice program. I think they're extremely important because they offer that real-world applicability of on-the-job training along with the technical learning that happens at the college. So I think it's a great combination. Apprentices is not a culture that exists here in South Florida. So the fact that we're able to bring it here gives us an opportunity to bring that culture here and to allow our workforce to be educated in both that technical and on-the-job scenario.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to provide the framework for the program, I invite our Director of Academic Schools, our Vice Provost, Dr. John Wensveen, to the stage.
Good morning. Thank you all for coming today, because this really is a new light for a new model that we're putting together. And judging by the size of the group that we have here this morning, there's a lot of interest and a lot of support for the apprenticeship model. Today marks phase 3 and the official launch of our journey. Last summer, exactly 10 months ago, almost to the day, a small group representing Miami-Dade College, industry, and government gathered to discuss critical needs that are impacting industry, and the conclusion that there's a desperate need for skilled talent for the short, the medium, and the long term. As a result, the group expanded and discussions continued, focused on creation of a new talent pipeline model to support targeted industries with high-wage, high-growth occupations serving Miami-Dade County, the state of Florida, and the rest of the nation. Our goal is to co-invest with industry and provide a solid source for talent and needed skills, resulting in sustainable business models for our industry partners representing aviation, banking and finance, creative design, hospitality and tourism, technology, life sciences and healthcare, trade and logistics, and additionally, we have the ability to support any other industry that's not named on that list. Within the apprenticeship model, Miami-Dade College will manage the administrative components. We will also develop and provide related technical instruction, or RTI as it's known in the biz, and industry will provide on-the-job training. We will customize training curriculum according to the needs of each industry partner. As an apprentice, you will not pay tuition, and you will have opportunities to pursue dedicated career tracks, receive financial compensation for training, learn at an accelerated pace, acquire skills and qualifications, earn credit towards stackable credentials, including a degree, graduate from the program with no financial debt, enter full-time employment in a demanded occupation, have financial security, and be a key stakeholder that allows industry to have a sustainable business model with long-term growth and success. Depending on the occupation being trained for, the apprenticeship tracks will vary in length from 12 to 24 months. There are some that go up to 6 years. Within the world of targeted industries, the model will support traditional trades, often defined as blue-collar occupations, but expand into new sectors supporting what are defined as white-collar, open-collar, and no-collar occupations. Together, our partners have the power to influence the future of the apprenticeship model, and others will adapt, realizing the need for industry to co-invest with training partners. The apprenticeship model is a true learn and earn model that will do great things for our community and with focus on supporting the needs of the changing workforce long term. Thank you for your interest in the MDC WORKS Apprenticeship Program, and thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. What happened here today was history, and we're the first academic institution in the state of Florida to be designated as the sponsor of apprenticeships, and we are literally reinventing the wheel of the apprenticeship model, not just for the state but for the nation to follow as an example. And what we're doing is we're creating accelerated career pathways that result in debt-free environments for anybody going through an apprenticeship model that provides job security long-term, financial stability, and a future. And this truly is a lifeline model to members of our community here in Miami-Dade.
It's now my honor to invite to the podium Ms. Laura Ginsburg from the U.S. Department of Labor, where she is head of apprenticeships. Ms. Ginsburg.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Dr. Padron, and to the overall Miami-Dade College community for making this happen. As was said previously, I am with the Office of Apprenticeship. We oversee the entire apprenticeship system in the United States. And this is truly a thrill and a very exciting moment, not only in your history, but I think in the nation's history and for the Department of Labor, that an institution like Miami-Dade College is really embracing apprenticeship. Miami-Dade College is the leading college in the community college system in the United States. You are the largest. You have more students of African American descent, of Hispanic descent, and just an overall population. I think it's very significant because this is an entirely new pathway for the college to embrace work-based learning. It's not just providing coursework to students and then sending them out into the community to get a job, but it's really combining work with an employer. It tightens the relationship that Miami-Dade has with employers and the student, because the student is taking courses at Miami-Dade that are complementing the work that's being done with that employer as they're an apprentice. Apprenticeship is very significant, especially in this particular moment in time. It was embraced by the Obama administration. It is also embraced by the Trump administration. It is something that both sides of the aisle embrace and see the importance of, not only for businesses who are going to get a really qualified, trained workforce out of the apprenticeship system, but also for so many individuals who need a career pathway, who are coming out of high school or might not, or might have been out of high school for a number of years, but they just don't know where to go. They're lost. And with the apprenticeship, you have a job, you're going to school. You get your degree, you get a certificate in a given industry, and you really have a pathway. It's not just a job, but it's a pathway to a career. Many of the countries that embrace apprenticeship, such as Switzerland, Germany, the UK right now, you will find, if you go and talk to their CEOs, they started out as apprentices. That's the dream that we have for our country, is that you can start on the bottom, You may not have any skills, but apprenticeship gives you that pathway that you might not otherwise have had because you might not be able to afford to go to college. But here you're working and you're earning at the same time. So I applaud Miami-Dade. This is a great moment. Congratulations, Dr. Padron, and to the entire Miami-Dade College community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ginsburg. And now I invite to the stage Mr. Gary Goldfarb, the Chief Strategy Officer from Interport Logistics and the Chair of the Apprenticeship Initiative. Mr. Goldfarb.
Two of us don't fit on the same stage. So I'm going to be brief. I was going to thank everybody, but you've already done that, Dr. Padron. I was going to mention how great the college is, but you've already done that as well. This is an incredible, for those of you who don't know, this is an incredible institution. I have been to many of the campuses. I have dealt with many of the different divisions from film production to trade and logistics and so on. This is an incredible institution, an incredible resource we have in our community. I want to talk about an unbroken string. In our industry, in trade and logistics, and there's a few of us from the industry here in this room, we look at an unbroken string as a chain of custody, a continuous chain of custody in which you begin at the very beginning and you finish at the end. This apprenticeship model is the end of the chain of custody. When we began 7+, and internships are fine, but when the internship is done, the employee goes one way, the company goes another way. In an apprenticeship model, the company is invested, the employee is invested, and everybody's invested towards the future. We have, especially in trade and logistics where I represent, we have a very large community. We are almost at full employment. If we don't train and bring in new blood, we're not going to have new employees. Or we're going to continue to hire those employees that were maybe not good enough and cannot progress. We need new blood, and training them, providing them education, providing them knowledge, especially with what the college is doing, is tremendous, because it's a final step towards a full handshake.
It's an extreme benefit, and the fact that also they are graduating debt-free is also a huge benefit for that employee, which, as we know today, college debt is one of the highest rising numbers in America. So the fact that they get that training, they're getting paid for that training on the job, they've got the job, and that just gives them an opportunity to continue to advance in that in the industry. So we're looking at perhaps keeping on board our apprentices, not only for the the 1 year period, but keeping them on board. Obviously, we're making an investment in them, and we want to see that investment pay off as well. So hopefully that'll be a long-term solution for us.
This is a historic and momentous occasion, not only for our office at the Florida Department of Education, but also for Miami-Dade College. This model has been stressed by some of the speakers up here, but as the state director, this is a groundbreaking process. This model will allow for Miami-Dade College to be the center focus for multiple industries. We sometimes think of apprenticeship as a one-to-one industry-sponsored situation. And with Miami-Dade College being the center, it will this model that we developed will allow for multiple industries to interact with Miami-Dade College to fit multiple industries' workforce needs. With partnership with the education process, students and individuals will have the opportunity for a career pathway. Not everybody coming out of high school goes to college, and we all know this, and that it's important that Miami-Dade College has recognized that as an opportunity to say, look, we understand you don't want to go to college right now. What about an apprenticeship process? Learn and earn at the same time. What you learn in the classroom or online or whatever educational delivery model they provide to the apprentice will articulate to college credit, which then allows for the individual to continue on their education. For most employers, as a former employer myself, I wanted to be able to recognize individuals within my organization that I could promote. Individuals within the apprenticeship program can be identified as being, hey, you look like you have the skill sets to get into the next level of maybe management. having all those coursework done at Miami-Dade College that can articulate to maybe a business management AS degree, and maybe even further on to a bachelor's degree. So we look at apprenticeship through this model as a springboard for opportunity for this community. And so with that, I didn't have a prepared speech, so this is coming right off my hip. So I want to thank everybody here, the folks that are invited us and been part of this. I really want to give a special thank you to my ATR, Mr. Randy Holmes, who's been really on the ground and working hard to hammer out the logistical side and the process. Sometimes we want to say, well, geez, the sausage tastes good, but I really don't want to know how it's made. And so sometimes with this process took some time, and it took some negotiation. But we were able to, with the Department of Education, through us in Miami-Dade College, the U.S. Department of Labor, Transports, be able to come together and create something that is very, very special and unique in our state. And we're looking for it to be a long-term model in our state. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Padron, and thank you very much. We need to find a way to address those individuals who have a desire for a career but are not ready for it, whether it be financially, whether it be cognitively, or whether it be just mature-wise. But apprenticeship in this particular market area is part of a portfolio.
Last but certainly not least, the president of Commercial Jet is with us, Mr. David Sandry. He's going to come up and say a few words. David?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Commercial Jet, I'm delighted to be here as a launch employer for the Miami-Dade Apprenticeship Program, sponsored by Miami-Dade College. The apprenticeship program is important to us as a means to counter the growing shortage of aviation technicians. Industry predictions calculate that demand will outstrip supply as early as 2022 in the U.S., unless we do something about it. The factors contributing to this shortly is partly due to the median age of aviation maintenance mechanics being 51 years old. Working together with our local communities, this initiative is an important beginning to mitigating the skills shortage and to prepare the next generation of aviation technicians, key to meeting our industry's growth and prosperity. I am hopeful that other companies will follow our lead and partner with higher education sector to develop the necessary skillful talent that industries like ours need. Thank you very much. Well, it's a challenge to create a role for the technician, for the incoming technicians, but we feel that, while they're on the job training and getting a formal education, improving their education with Miami-Dade College, that it's just going to be a more well-rounded employee for the long run and help the industry as well.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for audience participation. All right, are our signers ready? And then we're going to sign and pass on down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sign.
I applaud Miami-Dade. This is a great moment. Congratulations, Dr. Padron, and to the entire Miami-Dade College community.
We're just excited about this partnership, and we look forward to many semesters to come.
We're just glad to be here as a partner with Miami-Dade College or the Florida Department of Education, and it's important that these partnerships continue.